Stunmic, real name Michael, also known as Michael Angelo. I know, pretentious, I know. Let's just finish this intro. Stunmic is a well-known underground stylist that is in some hot water right now due to some nasty allegations. I'm sure some of you who are tapped into the underground already know who he is, but for those who don't, Michael was born June 7th, 2004, which makes him 20 years old at the time of this recording. He was born in Texas and he's Mexican and black. Stunmic got his start on social media back in 2018 and possibly even before that, but his come up is not very well documented. A number of people know him from his early TikTok videos where he did comedy sketches, lip sync videos, and vlogs. Stunmic addressed this and said,
"Is it true you were TikTok famous?" Yeah, bro, and I only did that for money. People still be on my dick about that. Well, on my dick about that. It's not embarrassing to me. I made money from it. And they be on TikTok right now.
After he popped off with this, he presumably started working under Ian Connor as a designer. He did this for around 4 years until he started doing his own projects. Mind you, he would have been around 14 years old when he started working for Ian.
Let's go, child labor. Let's go, child labor.
It's important to note that while all this was happening, he'd be beefing with other designers about alleged stealing of designs or a number of other things. Really, his entire career has been plagued with accusations of plagiarism. Stunmic has held strong with his assertion that all of his designs are unique and simply just takes inspiration from other sources. And while I think that's true for many of his designs, not all of them fit under this narrative.
But we'll talk about that later.
On June 24th, this allegation popped up on Twitter, originally posting on Reddit. Reading this. Stunmic graped me. I know this is an insane post, but a while ago I heard that someone had a problem with him on here pertaining to this kind of stuff, and it gave me a bit of courage to come out about my story as well. I will be clarifying a couple of things first. Number one, I understand that due to the type of people that usually come on here, people are going to say that I'm lying. Some people are just going to choose inside and not believe me, and that's fine. I'm not here to prove people wrong. I'm here to get my trauma off my chest. Second of all, I know there will be people asking for proof and whatnot, and although I have proof, I'm outwardly choosing not to post it to keep my identity safe. So here we go. 2023, Michael kissed me and touched me and tried to have sex with me, and while I was asleep in my own home. He had found me through Instagram, and we were just hanging out since I thought it was cool that he worked with Destroy Lonely, who was one of my favorite artists at the time. He was nice to me up until this point, as he was clearly showing interest in me. I think because we were both high, he thought it was okay to do this. He touched my box through my pants and was talking to me dirtily in my ear. When I woke up from this sensation, I realized what was going on, and I asked him to please stop. He apologized, but didn't seem to understand that he had violated my boundaries. He was also telling me about how he didn't like condoms, and he was telling me about all the other girls he had problems with. Also, another thing is he has a fetishization for Asian girls, as a long of the women he has dated and hooked up with have only been Asian. Alright, so a little bit to unpack here. Yes, she invited him over. Yes, they were vibing and chilling. No, that doesn't make him entitled to her body. Some of you guys have to realize that just because a girl's letting you over her house or she's in yours doesn't mean that it's free real estate. It means you're super close to getting some, yes, but both you and her can back out at any time during this entire exchange. The thing that makes this allegation bad is that he didn't ask before doing this. He went straight for it. Yes, he apologized after, but he still violated her boundaries and never got consent. Also, for some reason, there's a problem with him fetishizing about Asian girls, but really, I see no problem with this. As long as he respects her culture and her as a person, I really couldn't care less. I know some of you still have a problem with this answer, but if I said, I fetishize black women, I'm sure a lot of you would not have a problem with that. Probably because I am black. I know it's different strokes for different folks, so I'm not going to hold you to it. Anyways, on the 24th, this tweet came out about Stunmic explaining that he's not actually a good person. This funny as F coming from you, and it's a deleted tweet from Stunmic.
Spill some tea, I'm nosy.
I'm tired of being quiet, but I also don't want to air out the victim's privacy, but that dude is a serial rapist and everybody in the scene know it. Which then leads us to our main allegation. Trigger warning essay. Stunmic raped me on 4/21/2024. Took me this long to come out because I was so scared of him and what he could do to me. But now that it's out and he knows, plus my friends are supportive, I feel safe enough to do this. 4:21, 5 a.m. He DM'd me to come play pool and I said okay. Because I saw we had a lot of mutuals, I thought I would be safe. So I went and then he offered me green and I smoked way too much. I was really anxious and I told him I'm really high and anxious. I don't don't do this very often, and he just ignored it. Then he asked to kiss me. I said yes. He then said, you want to go to my bed or the basement? That question in itself made me so anxious, but I did not want to go to his basement, so I said his bed, and then he immediately wanted to have sex. And I said, no. I don't want to have sex. I don't really know you. And he asked me like 3 more times after, and I kept saying no very explicitly every time. Then he put his fingers in my mouth and said, do you want this, baby? I said okay, because I thought he was going to but then he stuck his in me so fast I couldn't react. No protection was used, which was my first thing I noticed, and the anxiety from the green and not understanding what was happening. That was when I went into shock and autopilot. Okay, so from here, I'm not sure exactly if, like, I don't know what she was wearing that day or whatever. He goes from her mouth to, like, full on just
horrible, terrible, awful things.
So I'm not sure exactly how that works out. Like, did he like undress her during this? I'm not sure. She doesn't really explain that part, but moving on. And was disassociating for a long time. He told me to open my mouth and he spit in it and called me a good girl. I felt so sick I wanted to beg him to stop, but I went completely nonverbal. I remember him me so hard that I felt like I almost lost consciousness at one point. When I felt more clear-headed, I felt so much pain inside me. He kept asking me what he was doing good and what I liked, and kept having to take it out and spit on it because it was so dry. I couldn't even respond to him. I thought the only thing I could do at this point was to give in. I remember I was so disgusted kissing him, I kept trying to avoid it by kissing his neck instead, and I gave him a hickey. By then I was so disgusted I told him to stop because 1, I wasn't turned on at all, so it hurt so bad, and 2, I didn't want it and I never wanted it. I explicitly told him I didn't want to have sex before all of this. He did stop after I told him, but he asked me 10 more times. Guys, if you gotta ask a girl even one time, she says no, that's when you stop. All right, full stop. If you do that, if you don't do this,
then you are a rapist, okay?
100%, it is what it is. You'll become a rapist if you don't follow this, okay? It just takes one time where you're misreading it, and then if you look at it this way, all right? I know some of you guys are like,
but you said yes.
That's not the point, all right? I gotta like stop it for a second. Look at it this way, okay? You're a girl. You're vulnerable. Girls are naturally weaker than guys, and girls, they're more in fear of guys, all right? So they look at a guy, they're like, wow, that guy could probably easily overpower me, okay? He could pretty much do whatever he wanted to me. The average guy can do that to the average woman, all right? Basement or the bed. So basement, I don't want to go to any basement. I guess I'll go to the bed because I don't want to upset you, okay? She's thinking, what happens if I upset this guy, all right? So when she says no, and you're like, come on, it starts to become like, you know how like any scene with Homelander is and the boys, okay? It's like, do it. And then they're like, no, you're not serious. And he's like, nah, do it. And then it's like, oh, the entire atmosphere shifts. It's like that, but like with girls, okay? Like every time, okay? You become Homelander, all right? So like, just don't even risk it. It's not worth it. Before all this, he did stop after I told him to, but he asked me 10 more times afterward to keep having sex. And I got to the point where I was almost yelling no. In response, he laughed at me and then he said, can you suck my at least. After all of this, I wanted to leave so bad, but my friend letting me stay was asleep and I didn't know the address, and it was also my first night in New York and it was really early, so I had to sleep there. I tried to call them multiple times. I was so high that the whole thing felt like a nightmare. So she was greening out during this entire time, which is not a good feeling to have, okay? Like, gosh golly, that has to suck. I tried to call them multiple times. I was so high that the whole thing felt like a nightmare. Before all of this, he promised me things like how I could model for his brand and he would help me get out there, and even said he would take me somewhere and buy me something nice, etc. And so I was so desperate for this opportunity he presented that I told myself it didn't bother me and nothing happened. I also didn't want to deal with feeling so powerless in a situation like that. I didn't want to accept that I was. I also didn't fully realize at the time that I was and was doubting and blaming myself heavily. So afterwards, he would flirt with me over text and I would flirt back. This exchange lasted about 10 hours on and off throughout the day. But by the end of it, this all happened within 24 hours, I finally realized I was. The way this man manipulated me into this felt so natural that I didn't even realize what happened to me until several hours later, and I completely cut him off and blocked him on social media. Then on April 22nd, I was accompanied by some strangers to the nearest hospital for a grape kit. It usually takes survivors like a few hours to actually process what happened, so this is actually pretty normal. It's like the 5 stages of grief, okay? It's like denial, then you got anger, then you got bargaining, depression, and then acceptance. So, you know, that denial, when you're denying it, that's like the hardest part. Anyways, this is a slide from the person that helped her. They say, "Are you okay? I'm sorry, I can't really talk right now. I'm nonverbal, but we can text. Yeah, of course, whatever makes you feel safe. I'm at blank spot. Girl, oh my God, that's a very ghetto part of town, but I'll come pick you up, my love. I'm just sitting on a park bench across from it and crying. I'm sorry. No, don't apologize. I know you're overwhelmed right now. But you're in near... Yes, I'm really sorry you have to do this. I feel so effing sick. I'm sorry. No, my love, I totally get it. I'm here for you. If you feel safe enough, try to go to a nearby deli. I'm near one right now. My friend is also coming. Are you comfortable with that? Yes. Okay, I'm also going to bring a weapon just in case for both you and my safety. You are safe with me, okay? I'm so sorry. Don't apologize, my love. I know this is a lot, but I'm here for you. I can't stop crying. I'm sorry. I feel so sick. I know, my love. Try to breathe. Or get something to drink. So this person is actually baller, like 100%. They were like, okay, I know that there's a dude out there that is weird and freaky. Okay, he's a 6'9" god. You gonna be safe. I'm gonna be safe. Nothing about to happen. Also, it's a ghetto part of town, so it's actually 100% like... She says, he has so much leverage on me. I never considered pressing charges, but even coming out publicly, I have no evidence other than some redness on my neck from papers from the hospital from getting a kit done. This guy promised me a modeling opportunity as well as money and other art opportunities. As a poor artist, I really needed that, and he has a lot of influence. In order to keep that, I tried to pretend it didn't happen and flirted with him after it happened until I couldn't take it anymore. I also gave him a hickey when it was happening since I felt disgusted kissing him every time he came down for a kiss, and I felt like it was a way to take out my emotions at the time. I don't know how to go about this, and I'm not sure what to do. Sometimes I even doubt myself that it happened because of all the proof is in his favor. And then it's just a person just be like, yo, this is sexual coercion. Like 100%. And it is. It actually is 100%. So we're going to look at the evidence now. So boom, we have the Division of Criminal Justice Services. Patient consent form for evidence collection and release or storage. She consented to collection of evidence and photographs. New York State offense. Boom. So that's real. She did actually get the kit. Today's visit, you were seen by Dr. M. Robinson, April 22nd, 2024. Reason for visit, sexually assault diagnosis, sexual assault of adult, initial encounter. And then there's a picture of just her. She posted to her close friends. That's what it was. All right. There's even a video here. He said he didn't me. This is the only thing I have. It was when I was getting the kit done and the forensic girl found marks on my neck and I wanted to see it. She ended up taking the photo on her digital camera and I saw the picture on there. There were red marks. And this is the video.
Maybe take a photo for...
This is a very short video. So... yeah, I mean, it is pretty cut and dry, to be completely honest with you. This is what Stunmic says about the actual situation. First thing I'm making clear, I did not nobody. I'm 100% on that statement. I'd never violate someone in that way, ever. It's insane to watch everyone make jokes and celebrate while my job and life is getting tarnished and ruined by heavy false accusations. Just a dog pile of kids who've waited and wanted to see me lose everything. True or not, regardless, the internet is the last place to try and prove innocence, especially the kids who already wanted me gone. I'll be taking this into legal matters from here on out. That goes for anybody doxing, lying, and threatening me. I'm innocent and will stand on that. To all the women I also know and respect, I'm sorry I have to even make the statement like this. Believe me when I say I'm nowhere near that character. Yeah, that's what he says. Boom, boom, boom. I'm tired of being quiet, but I also don't want to air out. You guys know that tweet. Stunmic said, y'all keep trying to start this narrative since that fake Reddit post. Not one girl has ever said I them and never will. Nobody has shown proof on me doing any of that sort. There is a very, very terrible thing that has happened. I'm not 100% sure if this is 100% legitimate. I can't say that 100%, but I mean, it does look like this man is actually evil. She had a kit done and everything, and I mean, apparently he is going to be taking the legal route, which is probably the smartest thing to do. At this point, it's just going to come down to the facts of the situation, and there's actually a lot of facts in her side, in her favor. So she said, like I mentioned in my details of the post, I was in shock and confused, didn't even fully comprehend I had just been until 10 hours later, to which I completely cut you off. I suggest you read it. So it's in response to a tweet that Stunmic had put out. Don't know what he said, but Stunmic is also known as Michael Angelo to people that still follow him and are still willing to work with him under a different name. Doesn't make you any better and shows what kind of person you are. If my story meant nothing to you, LOL. Then this person says, his name been Michael Angelo, not gonna lie. I still F with his art though. It's hard for real. And then she says it's all stolen and he's getting sued because of it too. And yeah, that's true. It is allegedly stolen. So I mean, I don't know. But also this guy's kind of lame. I mean, really? Why would you even say that anyway? Again, some people, again, like God could come down. God could come down, telepathically talk to everybody, okay? He'd be on live news, television, 8K, not 4K. 8K camera quality, okay, like Steven Spielberg movie quality, okay?
This dude could be on the big screen.
Everybody could see him and talk to him and feel him, and there'll still be people like, that was fake.
This is a government conspiracy.
She says, you effing liar, you know exactly what happened. I can't stop effing sobbing right now. Seeing you deny everything you did to me, I know the truth and I can't even prove it because I don't record every interaction I have. But I know you know the truth too, so please just stop lying. In response to this, Nettspend, Osamason, Destroy Lonely, like they all unfollowed this guy. He pretty much lost his 3 biggest assets to this allegation. And it is what it is. So we have another little story here by Suspicious Arm. They say, only personal story I know is from my friend Maisie. She has some friends that have connections, such as Erica. Fruit snacks. Long story short, she said Stunmic was doing a bunch of ritual stuff while having sex with this girl. I truly do think Stunmic is an evil person. Ritual stuff during sex? That sounds so evil. I'm scared. So I don't know what he's on, but he, you know, to bring this up, I mean, it's kind of like this wasn't planned, but like now that I'm reading it again, he does have these like weird pictures where he's doing like the Baphomet thing like this. He's doing that like, and like multiple pictures. Like, I mean, you know, he's an edgy guy, so I don't know what the significance of it is, but
Not stealing, it's borrowing.
I think it's time we talked about
It
that.
appears as if all of his designs are unique and simply just takes inspiration from other sources. And while I think that's true for many of his designs, not all of them fit under this narrative.
for example, in May 2024, rapper Osamason was formally sued by IronMaiden under the accusation of plagiarism. Of course, this is only relevant because Stunmic was the one that worked on this design for Osamason. So while he's not the one getting sued, he's definitely going to be included and likely blamed in litigation for this issue. His career hasn't been all bad though. He's done some amazing things like worked on Lil Uzi's Coachella merch line, worked with the second reincarnation of our Lord and Savior Kurt Cobain, aka Nettspend. He even worked on the If Looks Could Kill album rollout for Destroy Lonely. Also, if you guys haven't seen my video on Destroy Lonely, you should go check it out. It's really f***ed up. But back to my main point here, Stunmic is actually really well known for this rollout. It's basically what put him on the map for a lot of online Andes. Although, it's important to note, even this rollout was inspired by something else. This something else being the late 90s movie I Know What You Did Last Summer. He swiftly turned the aesthetic of this movie into Destroy Lonely's The Look Killer, and the rest was very lucrative history. I think you guys know just about all you need to know about this guy's backstory, but also, did you guys know that he does all of his designs in PixArt? Not only this, but apparently he's also very egotistical and pretentious about all of his work, but at the same time, he's homeless? No shade. I just find that really ironic. Funny actually, because Nettspend is, he fired him, obviously. Nettspend is working with Ian Connor, and Ian Connor has some serious allegations against him anyway, but Ian Connor has now replaced him, which is kind of funny because used to work under Ian Connor, and now he's been replaced by Ian Connor. And then we got this other weird allegation. This girl, she says Stunmic gets graped by, or just Stunmic gets graped. And he's like, what? What? Yes, trust me, please, and spread this narrative. Say I hugged him. Why? Bro, are you dumb? Just do it. Should I expose this girl? Dude, this is hella weird. Bro, there's dead a video she sent with this dude, not posting that on my main, and I don't know what to do because this is mad weird. Now, if this is to be believed, she has a video of her doing something to his booty hole, in which case the Twinkie allegations are actually correct. But anyways, that's the allegation. Just want to make a little quick video here. It's probably not going to be a quick video, but it is what it is. But yeah, gonna go to Seattle soon, so I'm gonna be out for about a week. Although you guys are probably not gonna feel it, because by the time I come back, I'll be hitting up another video, probably the Zillakami video, okay? So until further notice, I am not the YouTube Zillakami. I know that's a running joke in my community for some reason, okay? But these allegations with Zillakami, they're something serious, okay? So yeah, anyways, this has been actually evil. And thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. As always, I'm here. It's your boy. Peace.